All right, what's up, everybody? It's your girl with the vibe, LexiLive, and I'm back one more week. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me this long. I come this far by faith. I'm totally leaning and trusting on God in this venture. I love it. I can't wait to see what the next step brings, and we're gonna get right into it. So this week's beauty tip is brought to you by Black Lily Beauty, and they just simply said, "Smile more." And I'll take it. I'll go with that. So I want to get into our thankful moment. Three thankful things. First, I am thankful for family. I am thankful for being married. I am thankful for the second one. I'm thankful for my husband. He is truly the king of my world. He is the king of my life. He is my best friend, my confidant, my protector, my soundboard. Whenever I need him, he's right there, even down to, hooking up this stuff so I can get on and vibe with you guys. He's my complete everything, and I really love him. And the third one is consistency. So I'm gonna get a little transparent. Earlier in the month, I asked for the spirit of consistency. I asked God to help me with my consistency, and he's been doing so in many different ways in many different areas. And one of them is being my healthy journey. And my health journey, I have been going to the doctors. That's something that we do when we get up in age. We have to go to the doctor more frequently. And I was never diagnosed with PCOS, but they brought that up. Like that was conversation in my doctor's appointments. So I just want to say, with just eating healthy, no medications, eating healthy and working out consistently, things are starting to turn around for me internally, weight-wise, and some other things. So I'm just grateful for consistency. I'm happy that I'm able to see myself to this point, and I can't wait to see what's coming forward. Lady Lloyd, do you have any three things you are thankful for?
Well, I am thankful to be alive. I'm thankful for
Yes.
God sustaining me in the midst of this pandemic. He has
Yes.
just been absolutely tremendous, and just for his grace.
Amen. Amen. I mean,
Thank God for his grace.
that's all. I mean, you said it all right there. If it had not been for his grace, where would we be? And I mean, I could name a couple of places that I know I would be right now, and I don't want to be there. I just want to stay on the side of grace. So tonight we're going to get into our topic is covenant, and I just want to take a moment to say how honored I am to have this lady on with me tonight. This is a triumphant thing. I magnify all of my guests. But this is just right here a testament of God doing great things for me. I am a fan. She is truly the ad lib queen. If you don't understand what I'm saying, she is the ad lib queen. This lady fake died on stage. How you fake die? She fake died on stage. But we welcome you to the Vibe Show. We thank you so much for graciously accepting my invitation. How are you, Queen? How are you?
I am doing well. It is very hot. It is about 175, 76 degrees here in Vegas. So it's really, really hot. And no, seriously, it's been upwards of 105 for the last 2 weeks.
Jeez.
And so today has been kind of fluctuating between 106 and 108. It got up to 116 on Sunday.
Oh,
so
gosh.
we've been kind of feeling the wrath of God's son, in the earth. See, we don't have this is not the regular sun. Y'all got a different sun out there in Philly. This is an angry sun out here in Vegas.
That's a Black Lives Matter son. That's the Black Lives Matter son right there.
That's the Black Lives Matter son. And so I'm about 2 shades darker now, and with a coat of silver paint, because I got silver paint everywhere, because I've been redoing my home and just finding things to do to keep myself occupied until I go back out on the road. But God is so good, and he's just revitalizing everything about me. I will be going back out on the road next weekend. I'm a little nervous, but I'm going. Praise the Lord, because we got to work. We got to work. We have to get back to normal, but there are steps that we're going to have to take to remain safe in our new normal. I'm not advising people to just jump full on back into a full work schedule, because I'm certainly not.
Right.
You know,
right.
maybe once a month, just to make sure that my immediate things are taken care of. But I'm not getting ready to take on a full workload just yet.
Yeah. So how has quarantine been treating you? Because it's been doing different things to different people.
It's been doing different things to different people. I have, since I've been full-time in ministry, I have learned to live by faith.
Right.
And I've also learned to budget.
Okay.
So this time for me was not what it was for some people, because I don't create a lot of bills for myself. I don't have a lot of bills at all. Just my main, of course, your monthly rent and your, monthly living expenses, cell phone, lights, water, gas,
the basic
Wi-Fi,
stuff.
Your basic stuff. But I don't have any extraordinary obligations to be concerned about. I don't have any children. I do have a little 9-year-old Pomeranian, and he's in Jersey with his other mommy, so he's coming to live with me very soon. I'm going to get him, but I wanted to get settled here first before I brought him on, because he's 9 years old. He has a few little challenges, so I want to make sure that I'm able to take care of him like he needs before I bring him down. He's my sweet little boy. It's my Benzo, so I'm going to get him and bring him down here with me. Well, he's gonna have to be in the house because he's a big fur ball with feet. He's just big purple fur, and he'll burn up out here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what's the first thing you're going to do once quarantine is completely lifted and we can go back out to our norm? What's one of the first things you want to go do?
I'll probably start breakdancing somewhere. I've always wanted to breakdance, so that's probably going to be the first thing I do. I'm going to break this. I'm looking for, like, right now, I've been kind of feeling a little blah this week because this is GMWA time. And, we missed AIM, we missed GMWA, we missed Dorsey Convention this year. We don't have any of our major conventions happening this year. So that was very disappointing. Bishop Freddie Marshall has an amazing conference out in Carolina. Didn't get to do that this year. We didn't get PAW convention this year. None of the state councils have happened and all that. So everything's been online. And, I might look in on some of the online stuff, but the reality is,
it's not the same.
I don't want to go to convention online. I want to see my friends. I want to hug and fellowship and connect with people I only get to see once a year. And so to not have that fellowship and have that connection has been, it's just kind of, I'm over it. I'm over the online. I'm over the Zoom calls. I mean, thank God for Zoom and thank God for Facebook Live and whatnot, but I'm just over it. I want to sit in your studio and talk to you.
I want to breathe on you. I want to breathe on you.
I want to breathe on you, but I want you to breathe on me. So I need to feel I am physical touch is my love language. So when I don't get to hug and embrace and, connect with people, it makes me feel like the world is not, it makes things feel really abnormal for me. So I'm having an issue. Those of us that are ambiverts and extroverts, we have a hard time with this. And even introverts are having a hard time at this point because, you want to isolate yourself when you want to be isolated, but see, when you don't have any other choice but to be isolated, then there comes a challenge. Now you're being told you can't connect. And so, introverts too are at this point, they're over it now. So we're all, we're just ready for this thing to live, but we want it to live safely. I am thankful I have a few close friends that have been by my side that have come to visit and hang out with me. So I'm not completely alone, but even in that, you just want to hang out with your people and vibe with your day ones and all of that. I went to see my mother, went down south to see my mother. So that was fun, just being at home with her. But, we went to the store, but, y'all masked up and gloved up. And
it's different.
It's just weird. Everything's just weird now. So you can't really enjoy. You can't enjoy it. But the upside of it is we are learning to have conversations again. We're talking on the phone. We speak more over the phone and we're texting less. And so the one or two people that you can connect with, you're spending more time. You're getting to know those people better.
Absolutely.
You're drawing more out of those friendships and drawing more out of those relationships. So that is actually the upside. I want us to come out of this with something, not just saying, oh God, I'm so glad this crap is over. But look, I got closer to Fred. I got closer to Amy. I got closer to Sarah.
Yep.
I got closer to Bobby, whatever. My pastor, I got a chance without the bells and whistles just to sit and listen to him speak.
Yeah.
To sit and listen to him speak and really hear his heart and really see his vision, to see what he's really having to go through as a leader. Shout out to my pastor, Bishop Larry D. Trotter. They're in Chicago. I'm still a member of Sweet Holy. And my bishop actually tested positive for COVID-19 a few days ago. So we definitely want to be praying for him, because I need my bishop. I need him. I need him in my life. I need him here. And our church needs him. Our city needs him. He's very active in our city. He works very closely with our mayor, Lloyd Lightfoot. Mayor Lloyd Lightfoot, and she's doing a tremendous job there in Chicago. So we need strong Black leaders, strong Black pastors in times like these, with all that has just happened with Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and certainly with George Floyd, and all the social injustices and the unrest, the racial tension and whatnot. We need those voices. So he's definitely that. He's not just a spiritual advisor, but he's an activist and a community activist as well. So definitely keep him in your prayers.
Absolutely, will do.
But you just getting closer to your leaders, getting closer to the vision, and getting a deeper understanding. I was speaking with my cousin, Bishop Eric Lloyd, and our fellowship there in Detroit. It's our family church in Detroit. And we were just talking about first one thing and then another, and just all the responsibilities, how they're having to have the church professionally cleaned and sanitized and fumigated and all this other stuff to make sure that it's safe, because we not only have a ministry, but there's a television studio, and we have the child care facility on the same campus, on the campus there at Harper Woods. So it's just a lot that goes into that. And so you're getting an understanding of where your dollars are going, where your tithe money is going, where your offerings are going, where your donations are going. It's not going to pay for cars and houses and land, but it goes to keep the church running.
Absolutely.
In times like these, especially now, we can't really gather, but they're having the drive-up services where they're able to drive in and just park on the grounds, and he's preaching and just staying consistent. Even in this, I'm consistent. If I got to stand outside in the parking lot and preach, I'm still going to preach. If I got to preach online, I'm going to preach. So we're learning who's called for real and who's just doing it for show. We're learning who's really connected, who's really committed, and who's just fronting. That's what we're learning.
It's one thing you said when you were talking about reaching out to people and being more in, coming in and not just shooting a text, but having a conversation. I think that people are learning too, like, this relationship ain't really that healthy for me. I've been holding on to this for a little long. I think it's time for me to let this go and make some room for somebody who really needs to be in my life, who really can add to me and I can add to them. We can kind of glean from each other. This is not just like the season to expand, but it's also the season to cut some dead stuff off. This is the season. It's the season to examine some things. Absolutely. The Bible talks about, before we take communion, let a man examine himself. Examine your own self. Look at yourself, and not just look at yourself, but look at the people that you're tied to. Look at the people in your circle. My spiritual mother, Dr. Angel Smith, may she rest in peace, she used to say that if you show me your 5 friends and the 5 last books you read, I can tell you your future. My in-laws say that all the time. Yeah. What books are you reading, and who are you talking to? Who's speaking into your life on a daily basis? What are they into? If you got a bunch of fools talking to you, you got a bunch of dummies talking to you, got a bunch of liars and a bunch of people that sow seeds of discord. I've worked with people, worked on jobs with people, done tours with people, done road trips with people, and been involved around, work just in the music business and just in the preaching industry that we're in, this movement, this ministry that we're in. You work around people and they just, they're good preachers, great singers, but they just have a bunch of negative stuff to say about other preachers, a bunch of negative stuff to say about other singers. And when you hear that kind of stuff all day long, it's like, what's really wrong with you? Why are you so unhappy with yourself that all you can do is spend your days finding fault in others? There's there's something missing in you that you can only find fault in others. Because when I look at people, I look at myself, I see beauty. I see a happy, healthy, well-adjusted woman. I have my flaws, I have my errors, but just looking at other people,
You should be able to find something beautiful about that person.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's the color of your lipstick. I don't care if it's the kind of dress you got on or the color of your eyes or something about the way you hold your mouth or the way you blink your eyes. Something I should be able to find positive to say about you. I should be able to find some good, something. You have a nice smile, the way you speak, or the way you interact with people, the way you make people feel when you're around them. There has to be something good about you that I can find, or else why am I around you?
Come on.
Why am I with you? Why do you stay friends with people for 5 and 10 years and all you do is sit up and talk about it? See, that's the kind of stuff I don't understand, and I really don't have time for at this juncture, because I want to grow.
Yes.
I want to come out of this bigger and better, broader and deeper. I don't want to come out of this time of being locked down, still bogged down.
Still the same way, exactly.
I don't want
That's
to be
the real
bogged down with
pandemic right
stuff.
there. That's the real pandemic right there. That's what we need.
Absolutely.
The cure for that. So I'm excited about tonight. And this all goes back to our topic, which is covenant. And this is this is like already flowing. So let's just break it up a little bit. Play a little game. It's called One Gotta Go.
Oh Lord.
All right. So we're gonna do male R&B singers. One gotta go. Ready?
Okay.
Hank, Joe, Jamie Foxx, Tyrese. One gotta go. And I'm talking about all their music. Everything.
I don't do good with one gotta goes. I'm not good at that, because everybody you just named in my book is absolutely phenomenal. And I wouldn't delete any of them or their music. You can't there is no R&B. You can't even say, oh, this is R&B without Tank. This is R&B without Joe. This is R&B without Jamie Foxx. This is R&B without Tyrese.
What would it be? What would it be without one? What would it be without one? We got to take one away. Just one, just for 5 seconds. Who going?
They're gonna be gone for 5 seconds and they coming back.
And they coming back.
Okay, well, just for the sake of having one, this be Jamie Foxx, but I don't.
He heard you.
I don't like doing them games like that, because I don't believe in. I believe we need them all. I absolutely adore Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is the whole. I think what was it? I can't remember the album, but the one with baby girl, you got it. All that.
You better sing.
But see,
I go back to In Living Color with Jamie Foxx. I go back to all of his movies and just his body of work.
Absolutely.
In Living Color and the Jamie Foxx show. Just the intro to the Jamie Foxx show was just Jim. Here I come once again. See, I just want to here comes Jamie Foxx. I went
just me and all my friends.
My friends. Yeah, so I'm just a big fan.
But love he back though. He back. All right. One more. 2, 3, or a couple more. Food. One gotta go.
Okay, that's better.
Fried chicken, ribs, steak, or crabs?
Crabs gotta go. I don't like crabs. Said that to an East Coaster.
Why? Crabs gotta go? You don't do crabs? Not even
actually, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't eat it anyway. So it doesn't taste bad, but I tasted it one time and I got welts all over my arms. So I'm like, maybe not. All right. I like imitation crab though.
Okay, here we go. Hairstyles. One gotta go. Braids, wigs, natural hair, or shortcuts?
Probably braids for me.
Really? I never saw you in braids.
I don't have no edges, honey. I don't have enough edges for those.
Your shortcuts though, they give me life.
I like wearing my hair short, but it's hard to find people that really know how to do it well and be consistent, and then trying to maintain short hair on the road is just not good unless it's just short natural. Now, if I do the short on the sides and just keep it curly in the top, I can just mousse it and go, then I can rock that look. But after a while, see, when it start growing back and then kicking out in the back. Yeah. Last one. TV shows. One gotta go. Law and Order,
Insecure, Power, or The Wire?
The Wire. Never watched
I
it.
gotta go. Never watched
Yeah.
it. I can't get into it either. Like my husband, I can't really get into it. I heard it was good, but
I heard it was good, but I never watched it. And
either.
it just, and I'm the kind of person that I'll wait till a show is going for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then I'll get into it, and then I can't let it go.
Yeah.
Because I was like that with Law and Order SVU. I started watching it maybe like in the 8th season, and then I had to binge it from the beginning to the end when it started streaming, and I just couldn't let it go after that. And I watch SVU probably every day. And
Every
they're in
single
season
day.
20. I think we're in season 22 of SVU. Amazing,
Jesus.
amazing show. I'm a big
It
Ice-T
is.
fan. I love Mariska Hargitay, and that whole cast is just absolutely phenomenal. Even as they change characters, because I was very hurt when Chris Maloney left the cast, but he plays Elliot Stabler on the show. But I just, even with him leaving, they were able to replace
keep
him
that
with
momentum. Yeah.
keep the momentum going. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Carisi. That's my boo.
Yeah. All right, so tell us a little bit about you for those of you who don't know you, because in my mind, I think I know you. I think I've known you for years, but tell us a little bit about Lillian Lloyd and your beginning in music and just a little bit about you.
Well, I've been singing all of my life. I started out singing with a youth choir called the Young Corliers, and got my training and teaching there, learning how to, blend with the choir and blend with the other singers around me. I was about 11 years old when I joined that group. Used to travel throughout the Southeast. We were part of the Middle Georgia chapter of the Gospel Music World Chapel of America. So that's where I got my introduction to, being a part of a chapter and being connected with GMWA. And then, of course, getting the opportunity to start going to some of the workshops as I got a little older. I got connected with B. Chase Williams and Shabak in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
Sang with Shabak for about 7 years. And while I was with Shabak, it started getting a little more intense because he was actually a signed artist. B. Chase is a signed artist. So I was in a group that was on a major label. We were on Intersound International, and then they merged and became CGI. CGI ended up folding eventually, and then we were without a deal, but we still had a major, following or whatever. So we traveled all over the place. That was my first airplane trip. And it just so happened to be to Chicago. And when I got there, we sang at the Chicago Gospel Fest, and that's why I saw Ricky Dillard for the first time in person. And I lost it. I was so starstruck. I was like, he said, "Hey, boo, you look cute." I said, "Thank you." Dummy, big stupid dummy. You get a chance to meet the person you always want to meet. Because when I was like 12 years old, the first time I heard a Ricky Dillard record, and I said, I'm gonna sing with him one day. So I just knew it. I said, I'm gonna sing with him, and he's gonna hear me sing, and he's gonna be blown away, and he's gonna want me to go on the road with him, blah, blah, blah. I said it when I was 12. And I sang with different groups and just preparing myself, grooming myself for that moment that I was gonna meet him someday. I was gonna meet him. And I just held on to that. So when I turned about 29 years old, the year of my 30th birthday, I got that opportunity. Year before that, maybe that September of 05. No, September of 04. Ricky came to my church. It was a member of Citadel of Hope. Nathan Simmons was my pastor at the time. And he had a birthday celebration. Bishop Hezekiah Walker was a special guest. And he brought the church choir down. So our church choir sang, and then La Fellowship's church choir sang. And so we did It's Already Done. I'm holding fast to the promise. And I led that. It's already done. So I'm like, oh my God, Ricky Dillard's in the audience. I didn't know he was coming, but when I looked in that audience and saw him, I just like, oh my God, Ricky's here. So he's gonna actually get a chance to really hear me sing for the first time. And I was singing a song that I didn't feel would be a song that I could really deliver.
It would showcase you,
yeah. So, but I didn't, I just said, you know what? This ain't about Ricky Dillard being in the audience or anybody else. This is what I do on Sunday night. I'm serving God and I'm serving my church. So I just got there and did my thing. And he was so impressed. He said, I want her.
Wow.
I want her. Out of all the people he heard that night, he said, I want her. And so he wasn't gonna mess with me because at the time my director, Maurice Culpepper, you know, our directors back then were very territorial. They don't play that, you going over here to sing with that one and going to sing with this one or whatever, you play that. So he's like, if she want to be with me, she got to come to me, basically. So it's kind of like a, you know, I'm gonna steal you from your man kind of thing almost. So I started, he reached out to me and we started kind of courting musically, you know, courting and canoodling and whatnot. And so he was like, well, come over here and sing a musical. I came and sang in a musical. I did, I've Got a Reason by Orlando Draper. Bishop Walker recorded it again, but I did that. I sang it for like 15, 20 minutes. And he was like, come in my office. I need to talk to you. He said, first of all, how you ad-lib for 15 minutes straight and ain't repeat yourself? I've never seen nothing like this in my life. This woman is crazy. So we started laughing or whatever. He said, we're going to have to work together. I got to figure some things out, but I got to work with you. So I ended up coming over there. Pastor Simmons released me to go to the church. And what people did not know is that Pastor Simmons knew that he was at the end. He was dying and he was at the end. And I think that looking back, he wanted to make sure I was someplace safe, that I would be covered, because he died shortly after that. Wow. And just maybe a few months after I joined New G, less than a year after I joined New G, he passed away. So, and it was just, you know, and he was out of the pulpit for a while before he passed. So that after a certain time, he couldn't come to church anymore. He was, you know, at home just declining at that point. And so, oh boy, I miss him. And if you've never lost a pastor before, it's hard to explain. It's like losing your parent. And I lost my natural father and I lost my pastor in the same year. Wow. Yeah, and, I absolutely. I know what that's like for sure. We lost my bishop a few years ago. The year I got married, he was supposed to come to my wedding and he passed in August and we got married in December. So I absolutely know it hurts. It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. So I had that experience. We connected. I came over to the church. I started doing praise and worship, and I became one of the intercessors and the ministers at the church. Got very close to the pastor, Bishop Michael Wilson. I've been knowing him for years, but now it was under his leadership, and he was very kind to me. And I started, you know, getting very close to Dr. Dillard, and he called me in the office one day and said, Lillian, we want you to pray about being in New G. I said, I don't have to pray about being in New G. I've always wanted to be in New G. Let's do it. So that was December of 05. December of 04, and February of 05, I did my first gig, and that was Ricky's 40th birthday celebration. Wow. And I've been with him for 15 years now. Wow. So let me ask you a question, because in your story, you were talking about, you know, how you were kind of nervous when you saw him in the audience, but you still did what you normally do, you know. Yeah. How important for someone who's watching, who may be a praise and worship leader, but aspiring to be a solo artist or a artist, but I mean, a singer in a church, but aspiring to do more, how important is it to be ready? Well, you can't do anything if you're not ready. Can't do anything if you're not ready. Can't do anything if you're not prepared, and not just anxious to be seen. Yes. Because one thing about me, I learned quickly that you can't just jump on stage trying to show out, because that's when your foot is going to get caught on the speaker. You're going to end up flopping and flipping down the steps, or, you know, that'll be the Sunday that you, you know, trip over the mic or just do something crazy, because God has a way, when you're in your flesh, he has a way of reeling you back in. Bringing you back down. The Lord chasteneth those whom he loves. Those that he receives as sons, he chastens us. He chastens every son that he receives. So if you're not connected to God, you have no desire to be connected to God, then you can run all around and twirl and stand on your head and be a jerk and just be arrogant and stupid and do your thing. But when you really have a desire to please the Lord, he's going to keep you from falling. Literally. He's going to keep you from failing. He's going to keep you from flopping. Now unto him who is able to keep you from falling and present you faultless. Listen. So I love I love that I got that out of me at a young age, 12 years old, having a temper tantrum because the mics weren't working or, something wasn't right. And that kind of thing. I got that out of me quick. I'll never forget Reverend I. Edwin Mack. He pulled me in the back one day and read me my rights because I got upset because the song wasn't in the right key and I just threw the mic down. And he told me how bad that looked. And I was maybe 13 or 14 at the time, but he told me just how bad that looked. And I was so embarrassed and I felt so bad after he broke me down like a fraction back there in that office. I never had that happen again. He put the fear of God down in my soul. Yeah. So I thank him for that.
Those
that
things
was many
need
years
to
ago.
happen. Absolutely.
But we need people we need the Reverend Max and we need the E. Dewey Smiths and people like that in our lives, because Dr. E. Dewey Smith has known me since I was a child. We grew up around the corner from each other. And so I have had people, strong men like that in my life, all of my life, to, give me the eye or give me that
Absolutely.
look. Like,
what are you doing?
Crazy? What you doing? What huh? Where you do that at? And you need people like that in your life. But the problem with this generation,
they like to look back. You look at them and they look back.
Who you looking at? You ain't my daddy.
Exactly.
You ain't my dad. No, you may not be my daddy, but you my big brother. Yeah. You my uncle. You're a figure in my life that I respect. Yeah. You're doing something that I will do someday. Mm-hmm. You've already done it successfully. So perhaps I can learn something from you if I just take the time and listen. Absolutely. I try to share wisdom with young people and I get a lot of talk back sometimes. Sometimes a lot of these kids, they love me and they'll listen to what Mama Lillian has to say. They call me Mama Lillian, Auntie Lillian, whatever. But when you start correcting them, they don't want to hear that. And I'm like, I'm not just here to be your VIP ticket when you want to come to one of our concerts. I'm not just here for you to get into the show without having to pay, but I'm here to share information with you to help you in your life.
Absolutely.
And to help you to, move towards your goals and to give you advice and let you know, hey, don't go that way. Absolutely. Don't deal with that person. Don't entertain that foolishness, because that's danger. That's a danger zone. That's a trap.
We need that. We need that, especially now.
Yeah. So I've been with Ricky for 15 years, recorded. We did One More Chance with the church choir. Woo! And it went over so well. Ricky was like, this is ready for the road. We're gonna record this song. So we got with New G and taught it to New G. We did it in Chicago one night just as a trial run in Chicago, and the church went upside down.
Yes, because the way you sing that song, it's just like you put everybody in the audience right where they need to be. And then after you went on for 24 hours, at the end the music stopped. You still going. I was like, I really want to hear what she was saying, because it's so much ministry in that. And we need that. We need the fire. We need that fire. We need that. We need
and
that.
I miss giving the fire, and I miss that interaction. And I can't wait I'll probably pass out because sometimes I get overwhelmed. No, seriously, I get overwhelmed while I'm ministering. I'll just black the heck out. Mm-hmm. And they had to come pick me up off the floor. I told Ricky, I said, you know what, you're stronger than most people think, because I was 280 pounds at one point in New G. And I'll be falling out and, flopping down, and he just catch me, pick me up off the ground. Or I'll jump off the stage and he'll grab me in his arms and catch me. I said, baby, they don't know how strong Dr. Dillard is. He and our manager, Will Bogle, they have been catching me for the last 15 years. I said, Lord bless them, Jesus. People don't know what they got to go through.
So one thing that you mentioned, you said you did praise and worship for a little bit, or you said when we talked before, you said you actually like doing praise and worship.
I absolutely love doing praise and worship. I've been a praise and worship leader and devotion leader since I was old enough to hold the mic. As long as I was old enough to really lead a song by myself, and leading praise service and testimony service at church as a child. I grew up doing that. I'm a PK, so I grew up in church, leading praise service and just running services. I've been doing that all my life. So I just it just comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
But I like good praise and worship. I don't like this spooky, weird thing that people are doing now. I don't like
How
that spooky
how
worship.
important do you think praise and worship is? Because I know a lot of times either the praise and worship team gets overused or the praise and worship team gets underused and kind of neglected, like, oh, you know, my focus is to focus on the audience or focus on the ushers or focus on the deacons or focus on the mothers committee, but the praise and worship team, they just do music. They don't really need that much attention. How important do you think praise and worship is to the body of Christ?
I think it's vitally important to have the atmosphere setters in the room, but you can't see. I try to use this analogy. You get a jar and you fill the jar with jelly. The jelly needs a container, but the container is not what you put on the bread. The jelly is what you put on the bread. We're just containers. We're just vessels, but we get it twisted and start thinking we're the jelly.
Selah.
You're not the jelly, sweetheart. You're not the hot sauce. You're just the bottle that the hot sauce comes in. Mm-hmm. You're just a vessel. And so now you got all these praise and worship ambassadors of this and the emperor of this and the king of that and the queen of that. And I really don't dig that as far as praise and worship is concerned. Wow. Because you're just there to be a vessel. I know people call me the ad-lib queen, but ultimately I'm a vessel, you know, to be used by God. And I think we put too much stock in ourselves and put too much stock in our own gifts. And we think that it's us. We think that it's some special thing that we have, some special connection that we have that nobody else has.
Right.
And we all have our own individual anointings and giftings, but that's not don't think that it's something that you did.
Yes.
It is a gift of God. It's the grace of God. By grace are we saved through faith. Mm-hmm. By grace are we gifted.
Yes, absolutely.
Of God. These are gifts of God. This is not something you earned or you did something. You didn't earn your birthday present this year. Somebody loved you enough and had mercy on you and grace to give you something. It's not because you're so wonderful and so fabulous that you just deserve a birthday gift or a Christmas present. So it wasn't because you were so special or so wonderful and fabulous that God gave you a gift. Absolutely. He chose you because he loves you. And he wanted to be used. He wants you to be used by him, and you are available to be used. But that doesn't make me feel like I'm better than somebody else, or that I have, you know, some special thing that nobody else was eligible for. I don't believe that at all. And Absolutely. We have to really be cautious with that mindset and that energy, just bringing that energy to the mic, because I'm telling you, it is a complete turn off.
Yes, it is.
That's Absolutely. A turn off. That's when I go in the bathroom and comb my hair or something, because I can't take all that, you know.
I heard the ambassador, not ambassador. I never heard that.
Yeah, I can't take all these titles that and it's not that everybody else is calling you. You calling yourself these things. You've named yourself the emperor of praise and worship and all this other stuff. I can't.
I never heard. I never heard that. But I want to move along because I want to get to the meat and potatoes of it. Okay. So one more game. Finish the lyric. Okay.
I hope this ain't none of these new songs, honey, because I don't know.
Oh, I don't know none of them either. I don't know none. Everybody says that. I don't know none of these. I'm gonna take you back a little bit, and I'm gonna bring you up a little bit.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. You gotta. Where I stop, you gotta finish, and then you gotta tell me the name, the title of the song. Okay. Here we go. Oh shoot. Oh well, I'm gonna just do it anyway. Always and forever, each moment with you is just like a dream to me that
somehow came true.
Hey!
Always and Forever was recorded by a couple of different groups. Uh-huh. And I cannot remember the original group, but I remember a group named Whistle recorded it with one version of it that I love. that's the version of it that I love. But there's several different versions of that song.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Really pretty song.
Every day, love me your own special way.
Come on.
Heart away.
All right, here we go. Next one. Bring you up a little bit. Here we go. You don't even know me. You just want to do what you want to do. That's not the way it should be. No, you should listen to me, boy. I try so very hard to make you understand.
I think that's what I need from you is understanding. Hey. Escape. I was like,
who's it by?
How can we communicate?
Who's it by?
Who's it?
Who's the artist?
Escape.
Hey, here we go. Yeah. All right. Here you go. One more. Two more. I would like to get to know if I could be
the kind of girl that you could be down for.
Hey.
I wanna be down. Brandy, what you going through? Wanna be down.
I wanna be. All right, last one. All right, here we go. Last one. This is to take it home. At first we started out real cool, taking me places I ain't never been. But now you're getting comfortable, ain't doing those things you did no more. You're slowly making me pay for things your money should be handling.
Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my audible bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
So you and me are real.
All five. Y'all getting better.
They call me the human jukebox.
That's what's up. All five. I want to send you something. I'm gonna send you something for winning. All five.
Cool.
Good job. All right, so let's talk about covenant, because that's what we're here for tonight. And that's a big word. I was kind of studying it. And you said you gave an analogy that I always think about. You said a 3-string cord is not easily broken, and then you made a reference to a braid. And we all know how hard it is to snap a braid. And that should be our relationship, our covenant with our friends, God and us. That should be a three-strand cord. Husband, wife, and God. 3-strand cord. Children, God, and us. 3-strand cord. So tell us a little bit about like your perception of covenant and what covenant has done for you in your career in gospel music.
I love there's a song that Isaac Caree just recently recorded. Nothing can come between us three. There's nothing but you and God and me. Mm-hmm. I love that. There's nothing more important to him than him and God and his wife. And when you have those three, when you talked about the threefold cord, having those three entities together, when God is in the middle of it, it's got to work.
Absolutely.
When God is in the middle of it, there has to be peace. I had a rift with a very close friend of mine, and today we were able to speak with each other, and I was, just kind of exchange pleasantries and kind of get back to normal. How you been? You good? Whatever. And I'm relieved because one thing about me, when I'm friends forever. Yeah. You stuck with me for life. And I feel like if we're friends, we should be able to fall out with each other and get back. Mm-hmm. I hope you die, whatever. I hope your hair falls out. I miss you. I was just playing. I didn't mean any of that, And I may need a couple of weeks off from you. I might need a month off from you, but I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to not have you in my life. Now, there are some people I don't want them to come back because they're nuts. But there are some people that I just don't want to not be in my life. Yeah. I have a relationship with, I was talking about my pastor, Nathan Simmons, because of the relationship, the covenant partnership and relationship I had with him. And then the relationship he had with certain people in his life. When he died, those men of God took me unto themselves.
Wow.
And I'm talking about Bishop Carrington Morgan, Prophet B. Dwayne Harden, Apostle Ivory Jenkins, Bishop Brian Martin, Bishop Too Good, he's gone home to be with the Lord. Just certain people.
Bishop Too Good from New York?
Yeah. Because Pastor Simmons is originally from New York. So Dr. Kevin Bond and different people that were friends that grew up at Institutional, Bishop Job Adams and different ones that grew up in and around Institutional, those men became so attached to me and they loved me because of who I was to him.
Absolutely.
And so these were men that came to our church, like Bishop Jameson and Bishop Eric Figueroa and different ones. When I'm in New York, I don't have to worry about anything because I can make a phone call. If I'm in Jersey or Philly area, I can make a phone call to any of those men. And if it's a problem, I can get seen about. You know, I had
Absolutely.
a situation where I was, a promoter had asked me to do a concert and then backed out at the last minute. And I had changed my ticket to accommodate these people, and then when they backed out, then I couldn't change my ticket back.
Yeah.
So I was stuck in New York. Well, Apostle Apostle Stanley Garrell. I was thinking Andre Harrell. That's what that made me say Andre. But Apostle Stanley Garrell at the last minute put together a service, had me to come and preach, gave me an offering and pay for my ticket to go back home.
Awesome.
And so just out of that love, the love that people have for Ricky Dillard, the love that people have for Pastor Simmons, the covenant relationship between them, I get the benefits of that.
Absolutely.
The children should reap the benefits of that. I had a church that I used to work at in Atlanta was called Covenant Ministry. And the pastor and I were very close. He was, you know, he referred to me as one of his daughters, you know, just like he loved me, you know, and gave me the same respect and honor that he gave, you know, his own children. And I honored him as I would honor my own father. And while I was in Germany this year, he passed away. Suddenly he had a stroke and passed away. And I was devastated because I couldn't get home for the funeral. But to be able to communicate back and forth with his son, who I watched grow up and is now pastoring the church, when he went for the building fund, I contributed to the building fund. Why? Because my love goes beyond the grave. I don't just love you to death. I love you beyond death. I love you beyond the grave. I love everything that looks like you. I'm that chick. So when I believe it was King David, his connection with Jonathan, when Jonathan died, he wanted to know, is there anyone left of this house? Because I don't just want you, I don't just love you, I love your kids, I love your
whole lineage.
All of y'all. We're all connected. I'm still Auntie Lillian. I'm still big sis. I'm still whatever. So when my friends passed away, I had a good friend, Lamont Huffaker. He passed away. He had a heart attack last year, you know, and now his son, you know, Tori, that's my baby. And periodically he'll reach out to me, Auntie XYZ, you know, he just reach out to me and we talk, or if he got something on his mind, or if he's just feeling low about the death, he can reach out to me and I'm here. And, you know, I vowed to keep his legacy, keep Lamont's legacy alive and thriving. So I'm putting together a scholarship fund for musicians.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I'm naming one of them the Lamont Huffaker Musical Excellence Award. That's going to be awarded to drummers. It's for percussionists only. That one is. Oh,
that's awesome. I know somebody who's doing the same thing. I can kind of put you guys in touch with each other. She's doing the same thing and wants to pour into musicians who want to go to college. But I like what you said, and I believe that the covenant, it goes back to biblical times from the beginning, the covenant with Adam and Eve all the way up to us, you know. And when I think of the braid, I just can't get that out of my head because there's 3 strands of hair that you have to use in order to effectively make a braid. three equal parts, right?
Yep.
And the middle is always in the middle. So just imagine that God is always the middle. You take the middle to go on the left side and you bring it through the middle. I can't explain it, but each part has an opportunity to be in the middle.
Yeah, and they're intertwined.
Right.
They're all braided. They're intertwined. So
and
we're interlocked. So you can't cry and my face not get wet. If I'm close enough to you, I ought to feel your tears. There's a song, one of the songs, "Fire and Desire" by Rick James. He one of the lyrics in the songs, with every measure, I tasted your teardrop stains. See, you're close to somebody when you kiss them and you can taste the teardrop stains on their face.
Come on.
You know, so that there is a connection and interlocking and intermingling with an individual, that what affects them affects you. If your mother dies, I'm crying. If your father dies, I'm crying. I'm hurting. I'm sad. I'm broken. When you lose somebody in your family, because I'm that connected. I have a family in my life, the Cotton family, and one of the daughters of Bishop Cotton, Shawana, prophetess Shawana, she was a good friend of mine, but our birthdays are the same day. And if you saw both of us together, like, people would literally, like, sometimes I get people that go like this when they see me, because she and I look so much alike. But my relationship with that family is so close that, you know, when different family members pass away or different things happen within the family, it affects me just as deeply. Absolutely. Because I've been with these people all of my life. And it's just, I told her son recently that, you know, your mother is gone, but I'm still here to watch over you. And I know it's not the same as having her here, but you're not without eyes. You're not without arms to hug you and hold you and love you. I'm right here, baby. I am right here. And so I was at Bishop Noel Jones's church, and Bishop Clarence McClendon was speaking, and Clarence McClendon was speaking, and he had my nephew Jody plays for Clarence McClendon, and he just happened to glance over in the audience to see that I was sitting there, and he lost it. Because he was just so relieved, because it was the week of the anniversary of his mother's funeral. And so he was just overcome with emotions. I just wanted to run over there and hug you, but I couldn't get off the organ at the time. But when I got to him and I hugged him, I say, you know, in my mind, I was like, Lord, let him feel his mother's love through my arms right now. Let me stand proxy for her, so that he knows he's not alone. He is not unloved. He is not abandoned. He's not an orphan. He's not neglected, but he is very, very much loved. And that's what covenant means to me. That my friendship for you, my love for you, my sisterly affection towards you does not stop with you. It continues to your children and your children's children. They are all loved by me. The generations that come forth from you, that extend beyond you, I'm connected to them, you know, for life until death. And I put that same thing in my children, so that even when I'm gone,
showing love.
The young people that are left behind say, my mama was involved with this. My mother was a big supporter of Omega Psi Phi. She was a big supporter of, you know, this HBCU or that group or this choir. And so now, boom, I spill that over. And now I become a supporter of that. I become a cheerleader for this. Absolutely. I become a champion for that. Absolutely. So that's just big for covenant. It's huge for me.
Absolutely. So what can we expect from Lillian Lloyd for the duration of 2020? Because I mean, I say something different every time. I'm like, it's over 2020. Then I'm like, no, it's not over. But
no, it's not over.
You know, I'm growing in grace and in the knowledge. So I'm hopeful. There's still time. So what can we expect from Lillian Lloyd for 2020 and 2021?
I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing. That's teaching and preaching to whatever capacity I can. Do it safely and do it with using wisdom. I believe that this is going to live soon, because one thing God is not going to do is leave the church incapacitated. He's not going to do that. That ain't him. So I believe that right now we needed this time off so that he could revamp some things. I think the church is under construction and the preachers are under construction. We're all, just revamping and revitalizing, and we're going to come back bigger and better and stronger than ever. I will soon be pastoring. I'm not sure when and where. I'm praying that the Lord allows me to do it here in Vegas, because I don't want to move no more. I'm tired of moving, and I got all my stuff here now. I feel safe and settled here. I really like it. It's hot as you know what here, but I love this place. I love waking up in the morning and looking out at the mountains and
wow.
and just looking across the desert and seeing the cactus plants all over the place and the desert flowers and just the trees that are indigenous to this area. I really love it. I love the people here. We got a few special kind of people here, but that's everywhere. We got special kind of people everywhere.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, but the gospel is needed here, just like it's needed in other places. And we have a saturation in the Midwest and on the East Coast, and down south is saturated with preachers and pastors and churches, but we don't have it like that here.
Yeah.
And I think that my kind of teaching and my kind of preaching is not seen, it's not visible in this region. So that's what I feel. I feel drawn to the West. I don't see myself going back East. Well,
we would love to
only
have
to
you.
visit. I mean, to work, of course, to work and to visit and to do those things and tour. I definitely see that. But as far as to live again, I don't see myself living on the East Coast anymore.
Okay. Well, we would love to have you. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I had a great time. And I look forward to seeing everything that God is doing for you. Keep on posting, keep us posted. Definitely keep me posted on when you open up your service, your church. I'll definitely be in support. Absolutely. This was my birthday, my birthday segment. My birthday is not until Tuesday, but This is like my pre-birthday gift to myself, is to talk to Lillian Lloyd and get to know you. I love you so much. Such a sweet spirit. Thank you so much for joining. Next week, I'm not going to say who it is. You just gotta be here. You gotta tune in.
Yes,
but
indeed.
I thank you again, and I love you guys. Take care. Bob, peace out.
Take care.